keep appearing on the screen, and that is another phenomenal one at this stage of the season.
It's staggering, absolutely staggering. But you know, it just backs up what I said before the break, really, in that we are watching, we're feasting our eyes over possibly the best Premier League team we've ever seen, possibly. Of course, the Invincibles will have something to say about that. Jose Mourinho will probably have something to say about that in his first time at Chelsea. Manchester United have had a couple of great teams, in fact. But if this team continues the way it is, then Liverpool, for my money, is the best team I've seen.
I would agree. I mean, they're just, when they're on their day, they're incredible. Incredible. Free-flowing, goals coming from all different angles, load of pace in their side, all over. Virgil van Dijk, Alisson, the goalkeeper, made a huge difference. Their recruitment has been outstanding over recent seasons. Coming from a big disappointment last year of having such a great season and not picking up that trophy, to maintain that, win the Champions League, and to start the season the way they did and not to get defeated up until now is incredible.
And did we see a different side to them at times today? Jim talked about free flow, and they couldn't be at all times in that second half, could they?
No, I think if you analyse Liverpool over the last few years, you never used to feel safe with Liverpool, even with a couple of goal advantage. They were a little bit, you know, they could throw away leads quite easily. And then all of a sudden, for the last 6 to 12 months, they've looked, you know, in a winning position. They've not looked like conceding. They've not looked like losing games. Today, I thought they conceded a few more chances than they normally would. Yeah. So I think they'll, as Virgil van Dijk said, they want to brush up a little bit on that. Yeah. They want to have a look. You know, we're talking perfection now, aren't we? We're not talking anything else. They're looking at the tiny details.
Because having said that, Tim, when we're talking about records, as I say, it's 14 years since they've kept 6 clean sheets in a row in the Premier League. That was under Rafa Benitez. Yeah. From a manager's point of view, what a foundation that is to go and win football matches.
Absolutely. I thought Gomez was poor today. I thought Virgil was immense. He never seems like he's flustered, keeps the players calm, keeps a good shield in front of him when he needs it. And Alisson is such a sure goalkeeper. You never ever, he had a few difficult saves there today, balls bouncing in front of him, never ever comes off him. He's such a calming influence along with Virgil. They are absolutely outstanding. We know what their fullbacks, Robertson and Trent, give you going forward. Sometimes they have to defend, but Michael's absolutely spot on. When they're not playing well, they're grinding out. They look more and more like champions every single week you see them. When someone asks them a question, they answer it. And they've got a guy like Firmino who pulls out magic whenever it's needed. He will find the answer. That goal today was outstanding. His close control in a tight situation to get the winning goal was outstanding today.
Was there a mild contention in the throw-in leading up to it?
Yeah, I think that's very fair to say. You know, you can debate it all your life. You know what Aurier's thinking. You know, it comes off Mane, then it comes off Aurier, then it touches Mane's shin again, and then it rolls down Aurier's leg. So, you know, it's very difficult to say when it actually crossed the line who was the last touch. But as Tim said at half-time, you know, if you're going to be clinging to that, then you have got problems, because, you know, you still should be able to defend it. Still 90 minutes to go. But concentrating on the goal, I mean, I thought Jordan Henderson was very brave there, going in with his head. Salah, unselfish, fizzes the ball in. You know, over that distance, you know, you've got to do it quite quickly in that situation. As I said at half-time again, I mean, that you've got no time whatsoever. Certainly no handball as well. VAR were looking at that, weren't they, with Jordan Henderson. If anything, it came off Dele Alli's arm. But the touch, it was just brilliant. You know, disguise. And then the finish was again, was just terrific. What a player.
Dele will not enjoy watching that again. He will hide behind the sofa when that's on telly tonight. He has to be braver than that, Steve. On the edge of the box, there's only one person wanting to win that ball. It was crucial that Dele won it. Henderson wanted to win it more. He was braver than him. The ball bounces to Mo Salah. Great in tight situations. Found his mate, and it was a wonderful finish.
Should Tottenham have equalised in the second half, if you're being ultra critical?
Rarest of victories, but does that matter when it gives you the best start ever after 21 games in the top level?
It matters. I think, you know, we want to analyse this game. We want to do much better, especially the second half. But yeah, 3 points, massive, especially here. And yeah, focus on the next game.
Why was that a massive 3 points?
We play Spurs, you know, they're a good side, fantastic side. Obviously, the Champions League final must hurt still for them, I think, and they want to bounce back. You know, any chance they have, they will try to you know, beat us. And I think especially second half, they were pressing us and made it very difficult for us, and we should have done better, I think. But 3 points, massive, so we're very happy with that.
as I said, best start ever by any team after 21 games. What does that give you in terms of your heading in the right direction, in terms of belief of heading in the right direction of what you really want at the end of this season?
I think it gives us all a good feeling. But I think you see, especially in the second half, there's still room for improvement. So, yeah, we're going to look at the things we have to improve, and that's the mentality we have. And obviously we're in a good situation, but there's still so much work that we can do to make it even easier at times. But yeah, what I said before, you know, it's a difficult place to come, and yeah, 3 points is outstanding for us.
Well done today.
Thank you very much.
Cheers, thank you.
And just to reinforce what Virgil van Dijk was talking about there, it is the most points at this stage of a season in top flight history. 61 for Liverpool, 2 more than the champions Manchester City got in that 17-18 season, and indeed 3 more than Jose Mourinho's Chelsea in 2005-06, and indeed the Spurs team of the early 60s. As we keep saying, Michael, the numbers of different. On Friday, with another win for Sheffield United and Chris Wilder after his new contract against West Ham. Today began with a red card for Aubameyang and a point for Mikel Arteta's Arsenal at Crystal Palace. Then wins for Chelsea, for Everton, for Southampton, for Manchester United, and a draw at Molineux between Wolves and Newcastle. We've just witnessed another 12th win in a row for Liverpool at Spurs, and 2 big games to come on Sunday. Huge game at the bottom, Bournemouth entertaining Watford, and the champions Manchester City going to Aston Villa. So another 3 points for Liverpool. None, of course, today, as we've told you, for Leicester. So the gap, after 21 played for Liverpool, is 16 points at the top of the Premier League, with a game in hand on Leicester, and they are 17 clear of Manchester City, the champions, having played the same number of games. Chelsea still with that 5-point buffer over chasing Manchester United in terms of the Champions League. But as you can see, Spurs are now 9 points off a Champions League place. As I say, huge game tomorrow as 3rd from bottom Bournemouth entertains 2nd from bottom Watford. They cut adrift Norwich after that 4-0 defeat to Manchester United today. 7 points from safety. Just 1 point above the drop zone are Aston Villa, who entertain the champions. So another one ticked off for Liverpool before.
Obviously leads to the goal, which was a brilliant goal. You expect nothing other than that from Firmino. It's a nice little ball as well from Salah. But Firmino's goal was brilliant. I love the way as well. I mean, we'll come to see it now, but I love the way. You know, you talk about instinct of a footballer and a striker in most cases. He had that ball played to him literally from only a couple of feet away, and quite hard it got zipped into him. Now that decision he made to take it back foot like that, I mean, that is, it's not even a split second. I mean, it is a fraction of a second. He's got to decide, where do I take my touch? Normally you take it, your near touch. He thinks, no, I'll let my whole body open up. I mean, he changes his mind, or he makes his mind up, as I say, in a split second. And then once he takes an absolute perfect touch, well, the finish is just sensational. What a goal.
Tim, have Tottenham got a case with the awarding of that throw-in?
Yeah, could have gone either way though, Steve. I mean, you can't really argue. I mean, if they're clutching at straws, if they're asking for that, and the reason why they're behind is because they ain't laid a glove on Liverpool. Pragmatic, everyone's behind the ball, 73% possession to a Liverpool side who haven't even started. You know, but it's going to be more by luck than judgment if they get anything out of this game, if they continue playing like they're playing. They're not throwing anything forward. Yes, Son and Moura have got goals in them, and they look like exciting when they're running with the ball and they're dribbling out. Could be a couple of bookings now for Liverpool players. A red card could change it all. But I can't see them changing the way they play. Jose would be quite happy the way they're playing, but I'm not, and nor are them fans. The only way you get away with playing like this, Steve, is by winning the football match. He has to win this game, otherwise this crowd are going to slowly get very disgruntled.
Prior to the goal, Liverpool had chances, weren't at their clinical before they finished one off.
No, though, they did have chances. Tottenham, as Tim says, they're defending in numbers, so it's not that easy. You see a ball in here, like it's a little floaty ball, and OK, he's only 4 yards out, Van Dijk. Very difficult to get much power on that. I wouldn't necessarily blame him too much. This is a lovely little bit of play. Mane just pulls out. I'd like to see one of them making a dart for the 6-yard box there. Everyone pulls out, comes to Mane. He doesn't quite get the right contact.
Salah gets in the other side here. This is, I think, if he bends that to the far post, Kazaniga's far too far over, he would have scored. They're just not on it. The final pass is not there for Liverpool at the moment, and the finishing's not been right. Thank God for that. Because if they are on their game, they're going to win this by many numbers.
Now, you've been keeping a close eye on the 20-year-old Japhet Tanganga.
Yeah.
No Premier League minutes before today, thrown in against the leaders.
I think he's done all right. I mean, he read danger here, clears that one off the line. The rebound could have come off his heel there, back into the goal, but I was pleased it never. I think the next few clips are showing why he's in the team. You know, if Mane comes off, come on, he's a big physical specimen, Tanganga. He's in there to do this, rash him up. I mean, he's quick and he's strong, and that's what Jose obviously wants him to do. He doesn't want him to pick the ball up and run at them. If they come off, he wants them to come in onto him like this. I mean, he's a big bully. I mean, he's obviously a fantastic athlete, and that is, from what I can see, is obviously why he's got the nod over Vertonghen or Dyer.
I'd hate to play against that if I was a centre forward. You know, a player that every time I take a touch, he chases and harries me down. Look at this. Yeah, things like this, when they're aggressive with you. And you know, the best thing is, as a defender, to have aggression. You can always taper that. You can always tone it down. If you've not got any aggression in the first place, very hard to get someone to, have that aggression about the game if they're quite a placid character. So it's good to see he's got it. Obviously, there'll be times and places when he needs it, and times just to let his man have the ball. But good signs there, I thought.
OK, well, of course, Tottenham do need a goal, and Liverpool came into this one with almost 500 Premier League minutes without conceding one. Jurgen Klopp, who has the upper hand over Jose Mourinho in his managerial career, has